What is up, Ravens flock? Huge shout out for your support for the 410 Sports Talk. James and Glenn are the best in the business. They're killing it right now. They love talking Raven talk. Make sure you go subscribe to their channel. Let's go Ravens. Big trust.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of 410 Sports Talk. I'm James Haskell, along with my co-host Glenn Martin, and we are on rapid fire tonight. This news recently is taking us away from the week 1 game. Just got home from class, but we're here for you guys to talk about what the Baltimore Ravens just did. They're not done, Glenn. Stacking that backfield based on the droves of injuries we're having at this point. So who did the Ravens just sign? Give us the news, Glenn.
Yeah, the Ravens have seemingly reached an agreement with Latavius Murray, the free agent running back, formerly of the New Orleans Saints. And man, that the news couldn't have come at a better time. I was so distraught, Jimbo, absolutely distraught from the injuries earlier today. And again, I appreciate the positivity that you brought that kind of helped me get a little bit out of the funk. Sure. But still pretty down. But thank goodness for Eric DeCosta not letting us go to sleep in a bummed out mood, at least as bummed out. Still obviously bummed out about the injuries. And we haven't seen, what Latavius is going to look like in this offense, but very excited. I think he's now the best option the Ravens have right now, in my opinion, at the running back spot. This guy averaged 4.5 yards a carry last year.
Is his best statistical season, correct?
I think, I guess it's how you look at it.
Efficiency goes and a couple other things. It certainly was one of his best years.
It was definitely one of. The only one you could argue might have been up there is his rookie year, where he averaged 5.2 a carry, but did a lot less, had a lot less of a workload, only 82 carries that year. So, yeah, certainly his best carry, best season as of yet. And, he's 30 years old, but he hasn't had a lot of pounding on his body as of late because he's been sharing carries with other backs in the backfield. Yeah, pretty much. So outside of maybe 2015, where he did break 1,000 yards and had a pretty good workload that year. But yeah, happy to see him come in. It's crazy. They lose their number 1, number 2, and number 3 running back. And then their backfield looks completely different, riddled with a bunch of veterans. And then the young guy, Tyson Williams.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting because, like you said, the literal only constant is Tyson Williams at this point. But, I want all you guys, Glenn, you don't have to do this, but all you guys, just close your eyes for a second.
Okay, I'll do it.
All right. Old Uncle Jimmy's going to take you on a journey, okay? Now, Gus Edwards doesn't exist. J.K. Dobbins doesn't exist. Justice Hill doesn't exist. This is all I want you to think of. The Baltimore Ravens are starting the season with Le'Veon Bell and Latavius Murray. Now, open your eyes and tell me how it feels.
Okay. Well, it's not horrendous. It's not horrendous. Now, look, I still know Le'Veon Bell has not been the ultra-productive Le'Veon Bell as of late. It's been a few years since we've seen Lev Bell be Lev Bell. But I see where you're going with this. Latavius Murray, on the other hand, is coming off his best year. So, can we get a little bit of the old Le'Veon Bell and the new Latavius Murray, and then maybe you have a pretty decent backfield? Well, good 1-2 punch.
Yeah, maybe not as explosive and complimentary as Gus and JK, but maybe a Diet Coke version of that combination. I think that I'll take it because Gus and JK were about to be, in my opinion, top 3, as far as a dynamic duo in the backfield. I'm not going to say number 1. I think the Browns take the cake that way, but I think they certainly would have been a top 3 and statistically probably number 1 based on our scheme. But those two guys, coupled with the offensive lineup, coupled with Lamar Jackson and Greg Roman, who's probably the most, top 2-3 most important pieces in our run game, right? Like he draws up the scheme. He draws up the deception. He's the one that's consistently done it throughout his career. So I'm looking forward to this. I'm glad that you're feeling at least a little better at this point. The Gus one hurt me more than Marcus, not because I think Gus is better than Marcus, but because we had more depth at corner. We have more depth at corner, where the running back room, we already lost JK, and then to turn around and lose Justice, and then to turn around and lose Gus, it was like, it was a punch in the gut. So I'm all right. I'm excited about it. I agree with you 100%. If we don't have the best dang GM in the NFL, I mean, Eric DeCosta is committed to winning, putting a winning roster out there. It's kind of reminiscent. Do you remember when, I think it was 2019, right? We weren't super confident in our inside linebacker crew. We went out and we got Josh Bynes off the street. And I also think at that time we got LJ Ford off the street, right?
Yeah, stabilized the whole unit.
Exactly. So they ended up being cogs in that system, right? So I can see something similar here with these two backs moving forward.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And I think that we shouldn't forget about Tyson Williams and what he can do. This is a guy who hasn't missed any practice. He's played in every preseason game. This guy knows the offense. And I think he's ready to show what he can do. I think he's a good fit for this scheme. And I think that he's going to get first crack at showing what he can do, in this Raiders game. And I have confidence in him. I think he has a decent game this game. I think he has about 80 yards, maybe a score, maybe even 2 scores, because he's going to have an opportunity to get a few carries down in the red zone inside the 10-yard line. And the way he's looked thus far, I know that it's been preseason, but he's been ultra impressive, Jimbo. So let's not forget about Tyson Williams. But I think it's a good point in the sense that Le'Veon Bell brings some of the receiving threat that J.K. Dobbins was really going to embrace that role and step into that role. And I think the Ravens were going to use him a lot out of the backfield doing some things. Lev Bell is an accomplished route runner. He's one of the most talented route runners at the running back position of his era. So he'll certainly provide some of that. And then Latavius Murray being that, quick to the hole, hard hitting physical running back, kind of similar to Gus Edwards. So I think that they did a good job of replacing what these guys are going to be bringing to the offense.
And that helps keeping the ship moving forward, right? Because you draw up plays based on your personnel. So if you can bring in similar guys, not that they are exact one-for-one for replacements. I mean, honestly, in my heart, who could replace Gus? Nobody.
That's right.
But at the end of the day, like as close as you can get to assimilating their skills, I think you're right. They did a great job at that.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And they're veterans. So, yeah, they got to get caught up to the offense, no doubt about it. But I think they got a chance to do so quickly because of the fact that they've been around the league, seen it all, done it all. And I don't think it'll take them long to acclimate. And let's not forget about Devonta Freeman. As far as I know, he's on the practice squad. So, they just threw a whole slew of veterans at this position.
You throw mud on the wall and see what sticks, right?
That's right. And let's see. Let's hope it does because, man, it's got to stick quick, Jimbo, because we got to have some of these guys up on week 1.
Look, you ever seen the movie Stand and Deliver?
No, I don't
think so. If you haven't, go check it out. It's one of the most inspirational movies about a math teacher in California. And one of the things that his name is Kimo. And one of the things Kimo says is that students will rise to the level of expectation. So I know that week 1 is, already upon us. Literally, the game, the Dallas Tampa Bay game is going on right now. But they will acclimate themselves and be ready for week 1 because that is the expectation. They're professionals. Between the fans, the front office, the coaching staff, they expect nothing less. So they'll be ready because they will rise to the level of expectations. I have confidence in these guys.
Just like John Harbaugh said, when he was asked if the wide receivers will be ready, he said they have to. They have to be. So that's it. They have to be.
What else is there?
And they have to be as well Monday night. But let us know what you guys think. Are you excited about Latavius Murray coming to town? Does this give you a little bit of a sigh of relief and put you to bed a little bit easier?
Aside? Glenn, you got the Tums aside, the Pepto-Bismol aside. Now
I'm feeling a little bit better. Still obviously disappointed, but feeling a little bit better as I go to sleep tonight. Let us know what you guys think, and we will talk soon.